Good afternoon. It's 1:20. Running a little bit behind because of our caucus meeting, and I think we'll go ahead and get started. Clerk, if you could call the roll, please.
Senator Albritton, Senator Carnley, Senator Coleman, Senator Gudger, Senator Hatcher, Senator Hovey, Senator Kelly, Senator Coleman Madison, Senator Chambliss, Senator Elliott.
Here. Thank you very much. We've got a quorum. I want to start off, if I could. We've got some folks from Spanish Fort here with the Junior City Council and my good friend, the mayor, Mayor McMillan from Spanish Fort, and city attorney, used to be county attorney, and my dear friend, David Connor. If y'all could stand up, we just want to say hi. And Carl Gustafson. Sorry, Carl, I didn't see you back there. Y'all welcome to committee. See how things done. They're going to end up scooting out of here. The governor's office is going to scoop them up to go get a picture with the governor. So if y'all leave when you need to, but we're glad that you're here. Senator Gudger, you are first on the agenda today, SB 272. For some reason, you want to talk about wakeboarding.
I think it's a great thing to talk about. And as we talk about it, is probably on the floor in the House right now. And having said that, I'm continuing to get more information to strengthen this bill and make it the best non-controversial bill that's ever been through the State House. And so I'm going to carry this over for one more week, if that is okay with you, Mr. Chairman.
I think that's a great idea. I do appreciate that this doesn't have anything to do with any salt water anywhere, and we will carry this bill over until next week, but you'll have top billing next week again.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Next up is SB 306 by Senator Elliott. Deals with county commissions. Y'all have got some correspondence about this. Our county commission in Baldwin, this is a statewide bill with local implication. Our county commission in Baldwin County has 4 members. The bill would require that commissions with 4 members add a 5th member and as a non-rotating chairman. We're the only county in the state that has that provision, that number of commissioners, and of course it would create some problems. It's been a problem for a while since I served on the commission before that and after that. We just could never find a legislator that was willing to touch it. So I know this will come as a surprise, but I'm the legislator that's willing to touch it. So I'd move favorable report. We got a second by Senator Gudger. Senator Albritton, you had some comments.
Yes, sir. Thank you. The chair and I have had discussions about this over the last 10 days or so, I think, somewhere around there. Yeah. And Baldwin County's had 4 commissioners since 1935, I think it was. We went through a period around the late 90s and early parts of this century where we, under court order, went to a 7-commission body and functioned under that for some years. At that point, that order went away and we went back to a 4-member. There were efforts. In fact, it had been touched. I was in the House at that point, too, when these controversies as to how and what, and there was never a consensus that was brought to fruition there. I concur with that. My point today is that we don't have consensus today on this either. All 4 commissioners are not supportive of this. The ACCS has sent a letter not support of this. I don't think there's a controversy of moving to a 5-member commission based on last night's meeting, but to have this voted holistically and some other issues, timings and everything that's there, I would prefer to put this and handle this differently so we can get some consensus on it. A government cannot function without the support of its populace, and we don't have that with this bill. And frankly, this is a local bill. It deals with Baldwin County only.
Mr. Chairman.
Senator Gudger.
Just as a local government guy from my past anyway, I'm perplexed at how do you split that 2-2 vote? Because not everyone's going to be always have a majority. So how do they do that right now, just from my own knowledge?
If there's a 2-2 vote, nothing happens. It's paralysis.
It's just paralysis.
Yes. And again, this is something that we have tried to move way back when, before me, after me on the commission, and still. And Senator Albritton, to your point, there is a local bill that is much more expansive and deals with a number of other issues besides this one. This is not a local bill. This is a statewide bill. It impacts counties that have 4 commissioners, and correctly, there is only one of those. Are there any further comments? Clerk, call the long roll, please.
Senator Albritton,
No.
Senator Carnley, Senator Coleman, Senator Gudger, Senator Hatcher, Senator Hovey. Is that an aye? Senator Kelly, Senator Coleman Madison, Senator Chambliss, Senator Elliott.
Aye. 7-1, bill receives a favorable report. Thank you, committee. Next up is Senate Bill 309 by Senator Chambliss. There is an amendment to this bill, and it should be in your packet. Y'all, our clerks did a great job with this. Your amendments are before the bill. Fiscal notes are behind the bill in the tabs, so just for organizational purposes.
Mr. Chairman, this bill, I have two amendments. Is that correct?
I'm showing one, Senator Chambliss. It ends with YY-1.
Okay. This amendment deals with the Alabama Community College system. And as you all know, they are, we last year or two put them into their own division. So this just makes that clear. So it's a friendly amendment, and I would offer that amendment.
I have a motion by Senator Chambliss, a second by Senator Albritton. Let's use the long roll and get a good roll if we can, clerk.
Senator Albritton.
Aye.
Senator Carnley. Senator Coleman. Senator Gudger. Senator Hatcher. Senator Hovey. Senator Kelly. Senator Coleman Madison. Senator Chambliss.
Aye.
Senator Elliott.
The amendment's adopted and we're on the bill, Senator Chambliss.
So the second amendment, and apparently everybody doesn't have it, I can just tell you what it does. There is another section of the code. It references that section of the code in here, so it's kind of a technical. I can wait for the floor if you prefer, or we can do it now, whichever.
Committee, are y'all comfortable? This is a one-liner. Are y'all comfortable getting this amendment on? It looks like a technical amendment to me. Okay, I'm going to read it. Okay, Senator Albritton, Senator Chambliss moves for adoption of the Chambliss Amendment 2, second by Senator Albritton. Any objections using previous roll? Okay, the second amendment is adopted. Clerk, there's that second amendment, and we're on the bill, Senator Chambliss.
Okay, thank you. This bill, let me get back to my bill. Got too many papers here. No, that's your bill. I don't want to talk about your bill. This bill simply requires design professionals to disclose to their clients if they do not have professional liability insurance. For those who have it, nothing, no harm, no foul, but for those who don't, everybody assumes professionals have liability insurance. But in the case of design professionals, there's no requirement. So this would just require them to disclose it.
I have a motion by Senator Chambliss, second by Senator Gudger. Is there any discussion? Okay. Any objection to using previous roll? Senate Bill 309 receives a favorable report. Thank you, Senator Chambliss. And you're up again with Senate Bill 312.
Senate Bill 312 is a bill that's come about from three different instances dealing with the mandatory liability insurance. Two of those instances involved vehicles that were inoperable. One was a young man that actually clerked up here, and he, in school and had difficulties with finances and that sort of thing, and had a problem with his car and couldn't pay to have it repaired. But then when he did get the money to repair it, he had to pay a $200 and something fine. Well, the vehicle was not driven. So this bill seeks to kind of move those apart. If your vehicle is not operable or it's in a repair shop, whether you have tag or registration is not that big of a deal. When you go out on the highway, that's when it's a big deal. So this bill seeks to clarify that.
I have a motion by Senator Chambliss for favorable report, second by Senator Gudger. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I guess what I'm just trying to, figure out, and I'm not against your bill, but once the once the vehicle itself becomes inoperable, I'm just trying to figure out, I mean, not inoperable, becomes now operable, say it does, what's the oversight? It's like what's the oversight?
The same as it would be now if you're on the highway and a officer pulls you over, asks for your registration and insurance, or you're in a vehicle accident, they ask for your registration and insurance, you would have to have those. And currently, the third instant that I failed to tell you, currently, when these things happen, they let them get in the car and drive on to the house. This would say you move the car over to a safe place away from the road, get your registration, get your tag straightened out, or get somebody that does have all that and take care of it. So it's an attempt to help, in the instances that I'm familiar with, the working man who may not have the resources that we around this table might, and when they have problems, they don't get penalized, even though they didn't technically break the law because they didn't drive their vehicle.
I guess, I mean, I'm thinking as you're giving personals, I had a personal as well, don't know if it even aligns with this, but I was hit like head on by somebody that did not have insurance in my neighborhood. And you know, even calling the police to try to get all of that stuff, and I ended up having to pay for that. I did.
I've had a similar situation. And the person who should have had insurance drove away in their vehicle, never to be seen again. That's what this bill tries to stop.
Okay. All right. That's the thing. Only if they get caught.
But that's no different than it is now.
Further questions for the sponsor? Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any opposition to using previous role? Okay. Bill receives a favorable report. Next bill, SB 307, that one's by me too, deals with elected officials and RSA. We have a number of instances where we have elected officials around the state that are retirees. And when they become elected officials, they are now somehow or another back in the retirement system after they've retired just because they ran for office. What this bill would do would be to provide an option for these elected officials to opt out of the retirement system so that they could continue to be retired and still be an elected official and get whatever small bit of pay that is without any cap. I have a motion by Senator Elliott, second by Senator Gudger. Are there any questions? Opposition to using previous role? Bill receives a favorable report. Thank you. Committee's adjourned.